What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so I want to talk about something since Eddie Murphy has been trending lately, and his movie Norbit in particular has been trending. The movie that came out back in February of 2007. I just saw my brother Townbiz's video. You know, he was talking about how a lot of critics use Norbit as an excuse to not give Eddie Murphy an Oscar for Dreamgirls. Going overboard, talking about how it's the worst movie ever made. You know, kind of like what they're doing with Ice Cube now, you know. And like I said before, the reason why War of the Worlds looks the way it looks, with nobody in scenes with each other, is because the movie came out during the heart of the pandemic. So they had to film the movie in that manner. But I want to talk about Rasputia, right? The character Rasputia. What's her last name? Lattimore. She was, I know it was played by a man, Eddie Murphy, but I'm talking about the character. I noticed that I see a lot of, and I'm just going to be honest, a lot of black women complaining about the fact that they thought that the character was demeaning to black women, right? In particular, they say heavy black women. Like it was demeaning to them. And I can't help but laugh at this because sometimes I'm really, you know, look, for a long time on my channel, I have always defended sisters. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought that the sisters get too much hate. But I got to be honest with y'all, man. This newer generation of black women, y'all are some spoiled Karens, bro. I swear, like, y'all have become literally the Karens of our community because you're sensitive about everything. You feel like you have a right to criticize everybody and everybody and everything. But when there's one thing that you don't like, you will complain to the high heavens about it and will protest about it and will cyberbully or even physically bully people because, you know, you guys are one of the first ones to be crafty enough to figure out that loophole that in society you can put a hands on a man and get away with it and even justify doing it by concocting some story in which you always the inevitable victim. You know, you guys are a bunch of T-1000s. You're destructive to our community. And it is what it is. I'm tired of holding back, man. So, Rasputia Lattimore, let me get this straight. Rasputia Lattimore, you can't stand this character because it's a negative portrayal of black women being overweight, right? Even though, statistically, black people, we generally are overweight, and in particular, black women are overweight. But you don't want that to be portrayed on film for some reason. Yet, when this statue was unveiled of a heavyset black woman in, what was it, Times Square, black women applauded. So I don't understand something. You rail against Rasputia saying it's offensive to have a black woman being portrayed as overweight, but you love this. I don't get it. I thought that's what you disliked. I thought you wanted to live in this fantasy world where, even though realistically your body may look like this, there's nothing wrong with that. I think most men in our community love curvy women, but there's something wrong up here with a lot of you all. You want to be Marilyn Monroe. You think that's the ideal of what beauty is in this country. A lot of you guys have been whitewashed as far as how you're thinking. And by the way, poor Lizzo. Don't get me wrong, a lot of brothers cyberbully this woman into losing all this weight. But sisters played a big part in that too. Sisters played a big, major part in cyberbullying Lizzo to the point where she had to lose 100 pounds. And then you guys still aren't satisfied. Then you'll say she's still fat, she's still big, or, she cheated and used Ozempic, which doesn't make sense, because how the fuck are you cheating if you lose weight? Who gives a fuck how you did it as long as you lose weight? But only black people will find these stupid ass loopholes to shit on you when you still make a major accomplishment. Crazy stuff, man. But yeah, man, all these chicks, man, just complaining about Rasputia. It's, then you had the chick recently, Ari Baltimore, what the fuck her name is, Ari Lennox, complaining about Pam and Gina and Mark. Look, man, we don't need your critique when it comes to these classic movies. Stick to the shit that you watch, all right? I know you guys have been spoiled by, movie producers and directors like Tyler Perry, who always portray you in the positive light. You're always the cowboys to us niggas, Indians. You know what I'm saying? You used to always being portrayed as a victim. So any situation, any rare situation, where you're portrayed as a villain, it's the worst thing in the world. You can't handle that. You can't process that. Never mind that the system is designed to give you all types of safety nets, no matter what bad decision you make in life. Oh, you screwed this dude, and now you knocked up. Hey, it's designed so you can get an abort. You can get a what for cheap. Need housing? Hey, you can get that. Apartments? You need that. You can get that. Food stamps, welfare. Now, I'm not saying it's just all for women, but I'm just saying, it just gets to a point, man, where to hear a bunch of people complain about a character in a movie, man, shut the fuck up. Seriously.